My beloved, my child of light. Do you feel it? That trembling inside your heart, it's not fear, it's heaven rushing toward you. Archangel Michael says, only 30 minutes left. A holy clock is ticking, and the sound of it is echoing in your soul. Heaven is whispering to you, don't skip this moment, because it will not return. My dear one, tonight is unlike any other night. There are 3 sacred words hidden in the breath of God, waiting for you to speak them. If you speak them before midnight, you will see the veil lift. And a miracle you have been begging for will unfold in front of your eyes. Don't you feel the energy already circling you? The angels are moving, your ancestors are leaning closer. And Archangel Michael has drawn his sword not to fight you, but to cut open the chains that have held you for years. Before I go further, listen closely. You were guided here for a reason. This is not random. And if you want more moments like this, where heaven pulls you close and whispers the secrets meant only for you, then subscribe right now. Because this place is not just words, this is your lifeline. This is where God and His angels can always reach you. My child, do not test heaven by delaying. You think you have tomorrow. But heaven says, no, tonight is the window. Speak now, and you will see. Miracles don't knock twice, and blessings don't wait for hesitation. Archangel Michael says, open your mouth, breathe deeply, and let the 3 sacred words escape your lips. They are not words of man, they are words that move heaven. The moment you release them, the gates above will swing open, and light will pour into places of your life that have been dry, broken, and forgotten. You don't need to force belief. You don't need to beg. All you need is to whisper the words, and heaven will do the rest. My beloved, do you realize? The thing you thought was impossible, healing, love, breakthrough, the turning of your story, it is standing at your doorstep right now. But it will not stay if you refuse this holy moment. That's why Michael is urgent. That's why he says, 30 minutes left. Because after that, the opportunity fades. The angels move on. And you will be left wondering what miracle you could have held. So tonight, do not walk away. Do not silence this call. Do not let your fear trick you into delay. Say the 3 sacred words, and watch your life ignite with a miracle so holy. You will fall to your knees in awe of what God has done. My beloved, my chosen one, do you realize why your heart is racing as you read these words? It is not by accident. It is not a coincidence. It is because heaven has placed this moment in front of you, and Archangel Michael himself has drawn closer, whispering your name with a fire that shakes the stars. You may think you just clicked this message out of curiosity, but no, your soul was pulled here because destiny has reached its turning point. Only 30 minutes remain, and in these 30 minutes, everything can shift, everything can bloom, and everything you once thought lost can return to you in ways more beautiful than you ever dared to imagine. My child, you cannot escape the truth of this moment, and even if you try, your spirit knows that what I am saying is alive and real. Heaven has been waiting for you, calling you, searching for the exact second when you would be ready to receive what was hidden. Tonight is that second. Tonight is the appointed time. Do not let your human thoughts tell you this is ordinary, because nothing about this is ordinary. The very air around you is trembling with miracles waiting to be released, and the sound of heaven's gates unlocking is echoing in your soul, even now. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, the sword I carry tonight is not just for battle, it is for cutting open the chains around your destiny. The words you speak will not be wasted. They will touch heaven itself." And as he stands beside you, wings spread wide, light blazing like fire around him, you must understand that this is not fantasy, this is not imagination, this is the eternal promise of God manifesting before your eyes. You have cried in silence. You have prayed prayers you thought no one heard. You have whispered into the darkness at night asking, "God, are you really with me? Do you see me? Do you know the weight I carry?" And heaven answers now, "Yes, I see. Yes, I know. Yes, I have come." Do not believe the lie that your prayers disappeared into the air. Every word was gathered. Every tear was collected. And tonight, those tears are being turned into seeds of miracles that will sprout before you. But you must not delay. Delay is the thief of miracles. Heaven says delay is a form of doubt, and doubt is what makes doors close. That is why Michael is so urgent. That is why he says only 30 minutes left. It is not to frighten you, but to awaken you, because heaven knows the human heart, how easily it can say, later, tomorrow, another time. But tonight is not like any other night. Tonight the clock of heaven has aligned with your life, and if you step in, if you believe, if you release the sacred words, then the impossible will bend and bow before you. Do you know what will happen the moment you open your lips? My child, chains will break. Hidden enemies will fall. That sickness that clung to your bloodline will wither. That curse that followed your name will vanish. That financial wall that blocked you will shatter. That love that seemed impossible will return, healed and whole. That dream that lay in ashes will rise like a phoenix. Heaven will not just touch one area, it will overflow, spilling into every corner of your life until you cannot even recognize the brokenness you once carried. And listen carefully, beloved, the miracle will not come because you tried harder. It will not come because you begged louder. It will come because you surrendered and spoke the 3 sacred words. These words are not man-made, they are breathed from God Himself, carried through the wings of angels, placed in your mouth like holy fire. The moment they leave your lips, they will rush into the heavens, and in return, the heavens will rush down to you. You may wonder, why me? Why now? Why is heaven speaking to me in this moment? And I will tell you, because you are chosen. Because your story is not finished. Because the pain you endured was not to destroy you, but to prepare you for this. Because God saw what others never saw, how you stayed faithful even when no one noticed, how you held on even when everything around you told you to let go. Heaven rewards such faith, and tonight, the reward is standing at your door. Do you feel the pull in your chest? That is the Spirit of God, tugging at you, begging you not to ignore this. The angels are surrounding you now, wings brushing your shoulders, their voices whispering into your ears, "Beloved, don't skip this moment. Don't doubt what you are hearing. This is the hour of your miracle. And if you dare to believe, if you dare to open yourself to what is being spoken, then 30 minutes from now, you will not be the same person. The miracle will not wait. It will not be delayed. It will not be stopped. But you must be the one to unlock it. The key is already in your hands. The words are already in your mouth. The angels are already in position. The clock is already ticking. All that remains is for you to step in. Speak the 3 sacred words tonight, beloved, and watch as the holy light of heaven bursts into your world like the sunrise after the longest night. My beloved, listen to me with your heart, not just your ears. Because tonight heaven is not speaking to you in riddles, it is speaking in fire. Do you understand what fire does? It consumes what does not belong, it purifies what was unclean, and it lights up the path that was hidden in the dark. That is what is happening to you right now. The words you are reading are not simply words, they are flame, they are breath, they are alive. They are moving into your chest and stirring something you thought was dead. That broken dream? It is waking up. That lost opportunity? It is being restored. That prayer you whispered years ago and forgot? God did not forget, and tonight He is answering it through Michael's voice. Archangel Michael says, "You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are marked by heaven, and tonight your miracle has been scheduled." Do not think for 1 second that your enemies will be able to stop what God is releasing. They tried to bury you in shame. They tried to crush you with lies. They tried to silence your voice. But heaven never lost sight of you, and now the angelic army has been dispatched to push you into the blessing you were always meant to hold. 30 minutes, beloved. That is all the time left before this door closes. Feel the urgency in your spirit. You are trembling because your soul knows what is at stake. Heaven is not threatening you, it is warning you, it is pleading with you not to treat this as another message. Archangel Michael has bent down from the heavens to touch your shoulder, to lift your chin, and to say, "You have suffered long enough. You have waited long enough. You have carried pain long enough. Now is the time to step into light." My dear one, think about every time you almost gave up. Think about the nights where you whispered, "God, if you are real, give me a sign." Think about the days you went through smiling on the outside but bleeding on the inside, wondering if anyone cared. This moment, right now, is the answer to those cries. Heaven is reminding you that you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are the beloved of the Almighty, and tonight heaven has come knocking on your door. But child, you must not waste it. You must not turn away. Do you know how many people skip their miracle because they believe the lie that there will always be another chance? But this is not that kind of moment. This is the divine alignment of eternity intersecting your life. 30 minutes is not much, but it is enough, if you act now. You may be asking, what happens if I speak these 3 sacred words tonight? And I tell you, the chains will fall. That illness in your bloodline will wither. That heaviness on your mind will lift. That storm in your home will be calmed. That financial drought will turn into a river. That heartbreak you thought you could never recover from will be mended with a love that is pure and holy. Heaven will not give you just one miracle, it will overflow. It will flood every area until you are surrounded, until you cannot deny that the hand of God is upon you. And Michael says this: you do not need to be perfect. You do not need to understand it all. You only need to obey, to believe, to open your lips and speak. Because it is not your strength that moves the heavens, it is your surrender. It is not your striving that shakes the skies, it is your willingness. And tonight, heaven only asks one thing of you: speak the words. Release them. Do not let fear silence you. Do not let doubt chain your mouth shut. For when you release those words, they will race into the throne room of God like arrows of light, and the response will thunder back into your life with blessings no human hand could have ever arranged. My beloved, lean closer, because there is more. The enemy did not want you to see this message. In fact, he tried to distract you 1,000 times so you would miss it. Think of all the ways your attention was pulled before you arrived here. That was not random, that was warfare. Because he knows what will happen if you hear this, if you believe this, if you act on this. He knows he will lose his grip on you forever. That is why he fought so hard to keep you away. But heaven won. You are here. You are reading. And that means the enemy has already lost half the battle. Now you must finish the rest. Finish it by speaking. Finish it by believing. Finish it by stepping into the light that has been waiting for you all along. Do you feel that? The stirring in your chest. That is not anxiety. That is the Spirit of God hovering over you, like it did in the beginning when the world was void and formless. That same Spirit that spoke light into existence is speaking now into your darkness, saying, "Let there be light in your life. Let there be healing in your body. Let there be restoration in your family. Let there be abundance in your home." The same voice that spoke the stars into the sky is whispering into your soul, and all it requires is that you agree, that you align, that you speak the words. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, tonight you will see the holy miracle that shifts your destiny." But you must not close this without action. You must not walk away without obedience. 30 minutes is not long, but it is enough to turn your story around. One moment of faith can rewrite a lifetime of pain. One act of surrender can unlock a generation of blessings. One whisper of obedience can release a flood of miracles that will leave everyone who doubted you speechless. My child, can you imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing the weight is gone? Can you imagine seeing doors open that were sealed for years? Can you imagine looking in the mirror and realizing the curse has lifted, the shame has fallen, the sickness has disappeared, the burden has melted away? This is not fantasy, it is the reality of heaven for those who believe. And tonight, it belongs to you. My beloved child, the air around you is trembling because the Spirit of God is closer to you right now than your own breath. You can feel it, can't you? That pull in your chest, that strange warmth spreading through your soul, that electricity in your skin, it is heaven brushing against your life. Archangel Michael says, "You are standing in front of the door that generations before you prayed to see. The prayers of your ancestors, the cries of your bloodline, the tears of your mother, the sacrifices of those who came before you, they are converging into this very moment. Do you understand how holy that is? This is not just about you. This is about everything connected to you, everything that has been waiting for breakthrough, everything that has been groaning for release. 30 minutes remain, and in those minutes the story that held you captive for years will be rewritten. Beloved, you have carried burdens that were not yours to carry. You took on shame that did not belong to you. You bore the weight of other people's mistakes, other people's wounds, other people's betrayals. And yet, through it all, you kept walking. You kept holding on. You kept whispering to God in the night even when you were not sure He was listening. And tonight, heaven says, because you did not give up, because you did not let go, because you remained faithful even in your breaking, now the reward is being poured out. The miracle you have been waiting for is not in the distance, it is not on its way, it is here. It is in the room with you. It is surrounding you like light. And all it takes to unlock it are the 3 sacred words heaven has placed before you. Michael says, "Child, you have asked for signs. You have asked for confirmation. You have begged for proof. This is your sign. This is your confirmation. This is the proof that heaven has not abandoned you. Do not let your mind convince you otherwise. Do not let the voices of doubt steal this from you. The enemy will whisper, 'This is nothing, this is coincidence.' But your spirit knows better. You can feel it, the holy weight, the divine urgency, the trembling inside that tells you this is different. That is because it is. This is not man-made. This is heaven-sent. And you must not delay. Beloved, delay has cost you too much already. Delay has stolen opportunities, relationships, seasons of joy. Delay has been the thief that worked quietly in the background while you convinced yourself there was always more time. But tonight heaven speaks loud and clear, there is not more time. There are 30 minutes left, and within those 30 minutes the greatest shift of your life is waiting. Do not let it slip. Do not say, later. Do not say, tomorrow. Heaven is not asking for tomorrow, it is asking for now. My beloved, can you imagine the sound of chains breaking? That is the sound heaven is releasing over your name right now. Every generational curse that tracked you, every spiritual weight that pressed on you, every hidden opposition that tried to crush your destiny, they are shaking at this very moment. And when you speak the sacred words, those chains will not just loosen, they will shatter. They will break so violently that they will never be able to reform around you again. That depression that has stalked your nights will vanish. That heaviness in your chest will melt. That sickness that whispered hopelessness into your ears will dissolve. The voice of God will thunder through your life like a river bursting through a dam, and nothing will be able to stop it. And my child, this is not just about what leaves your life, it is about what enters. When the chains break, blessings flood in. When the walls fall, doors open. When the curses lift, miracles descend. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, you will not just be free, you will be filled. You will not just be healed, you will be overflowing. You will not just survive, you will shine." The light of heaven is not coming to touch you lightly, it is coming to overwhelm you, to flood every corner of your being until even those who doubted you cannot deny the transformation. Do you hear me? Even those who mocked you, who said you would never rise, who pointed at your failures, who laughed at your struggles, they will see what God does in you and fall silent. They will not be able to explain it. They will not be able to deny it. They will be forced to admit that the hand of God is upon you. And some of them, beloved, will even come back to you, not to mock but to ask, how? How did you rise from the ashes? How did you find light in the dark? How did you walk out of what killed so many others? And you will answer with tears in your eyes, because heaven touched me. Because Archangel Michael warned me. Because I did not skip the moment. Because I obeyed when the voice of God said speak. Child, you must understand that miracles do not come wrapped in ordinary packages. They come disguised as moments like this. They come as urgent whispers, as burning words, as trembling in your chest that you cannot explain. This is how heaven moves, through urgency, through obedience, through the mysterious timing of God. And tonight, heaven is moving for you. The angels are circling your name. Michael's sword is lifted high. The light of God is blazing over your life. Do not let it pass you by. Do not let it fade into the background. This is your holy hour. This is your divine moment. Beloved, I know you are tired. I know you are weary. I know you have been carrying pain so long it feels like part of your identity. But God did not design you to live in chains. You were made for freedom. You were made for joy. You were made to shine. The enemy has tried to convince you otherwise, but tonight heaven corrects the lie. You are chosen. You are loved. You are destined for more than this pain. And tonight the shift will begin, if you obey. Michael says, beloved, speak the 3 words and watch the fire fall. These words are not magic, they are holy. They are not superstition, they are sacred. They are not the creation of man, they are the breath of God placed in human mouths. When you release them, you are not just speaking, you are aligning with heaven. You are joining your voice with the angels. You are declaring into the earth what is already declared in the heavens. And when that alignment happens, nothing can remain the same. My dear one, I see you kneeling. I see you with tears in your eyes, whispering, God, please don't let me miss this. And heaven answers, you will not. You are here. You are reading. You are chosen. 30 minutes, child, that is all the time left before this door closes. Do not waste it. Do not look back. Do not hesitate. Step forward. Open your mouth. Release the words. And when you do, watch as your life ignites with a holy fire that will never be extinguished. My beloved child, the light that is touching you now is not ordinary light, it is the very radiance of heaven itself, pouring through the veil to reach you in this hour. Do you feel it in your chest, that burning you cannot explain? That is the confirmation of the Spirit of God saying, yes, this is for you. Yes, this is the moment. Yes, the miracle is near. Michael stands at your side with his sword raised high, and every demon that once mocked you is trembling right now. They cannot stay. They cannot hold you. They cannot silence you anymore. Tonight is the breaking point. Tonight the chains are melting. Tonight the story changes forever. You have walked through deserts, beloved. You have wandered seasons where it seemed like every prayer was swallowed in silence. You begged for water and only tasted dust. But God says, the drought is over. The wells are springing forth. The rivers are rushing in. Where you once saw only emptiness, abundance will now overflow. You will not search in vain anymore. You will not knock and be ignored. You will not cry and be unheard. The angels have been released, and the order has gone forth: deliver the blessing, release the miracle, open the gates. Beloved, lean closer, because I must tell you what others do not know. There are blessings stored in heaven with your name carved upon them, blessings that have been waiting for the exact second of alignment, blessings that no one else can claim because they are bound to your destiny. And tonight the seal is breaking. The vault is opening. The angels are carrying them toward you. And if you open your lips, if you dare to speak the sacred words, the delivery will begin. You will watch your life bloom in directions you thought were impossible. Child, remember the tears you cried when no one was there? Remember the nights you pressed your face into your pillow and whispered, "God, I can't do this anymore"? Remember the times you almost let go, almost quit, almost disappeared? Heaven saw it all. Not one tear was wasted. Not one cry went unheard. And tonight, every hidden pain is being turned into visible power. Every silent cry is being answered with thunder. Every lonely night is being healed with divine companionship. Heaven has been silent long enough. Now it speaks, and it speaks with fire. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, the enemy thought your silence meant defeat. But it was only preparation. He thought your weakness meant the end. But it was only the beginning. He thought your tears meant you were broken. But heaven says your tears were seeds, and now the harvest is here. 30 minutes remain, and in those minutes you must act. You must obey. You must release what heaven has placed in your mouth. Because the moment you do, the miracle that has been circling you for years will finally land. My beloved, do not underestimate what is happening. The shift is not just personal, it is generational. What you unlock tonight will ripple into your family, your children, your bloodline. Curses that stalked your name will vanish. Sickness that repeated through generations will end. Poverty that seemed unbreakable will dissolve. Division that tore your family will heal. Do you understand the weight of this moment? You are not just fighting for yourself, you are unlocking freedom for everyone tied to you. And listen carefully, the miracle will not come slowly. It will not trickle in. It will arrive suddenly, like lightning splitting the sky, like a flood bursting through a dam. One moment you will think nothing has changed, and the next you will realize everything is different. This is the nature of divine miracles, they come in a holy suddenly. And tonight that suddenly belongs to you. Child, I see the doubts whispering in your mind. What if this isn't real? What if I am not chosen? What if nothing changes? But hear the truth, those doubts are not your own. They are the last desperate lies of the enemy, trying to distract you in these final minutes. If this was not real, why would your heart be trembling? If this was not real, why would your spirit be burning? If this was not real, why would the enemy fight so hard to stop you from hearing it? This is the proof you asked for. This is the confirmation you prayed for. Do not let lies steal it from you. Beloved, 30 minutes. That is what Michael keeps repeating. Because heaven does not want you to sleep through your miracle. Heaven does not want you to scroll past it. Heaven does not want you to put it off until tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. The moment is now. The time is now. The door is open now. Step through it while you can. When you speak the sacred words, beloved, heaven will record it. Angels will write it down. The throne room will echo with your voice. And God Himself will smile and say, "That is my child. That is the one I love. That is the one who did not miss the moment." And then, like a father running to embrace his child, blessings will rush toward you, miracles will flood your life, and everything you thought was impossible will bow before the name of the Almighty. Do you feel it yet? That stirring, that trembling, that holy fire rising in your bones? That is the miracle waking up inside you. That is the proof you are not imagining this. That is the sound of chains breaking before your very eyes. And when the sun rises tomorrow, you will not wake up the same person, you will wake up transformed, you will wake up free, you will wake up carrying the light of heaven in every step. My beloved child, do not look away now, for the heavens are still speaking and the river has only just begun to flow. You think you have read enough, but the Spirit whispers, "Stay, linger, absorb every word, because every sentence carries light that is meant to sink into your soul and awaken parts of you that have been asleep for years." Archangel Michael has not withdrawn his sword, he has not closed his wings, he has not left your side. He is still standing guard, still pressing this urgency into your heart. 30 minutes remain. In these 30 minutes, everything can shift, but you must not drift away, you must not harden your heart, you must not delay. Beloved, think of the countless years you spent fighting battles you never understood. You thought the pain was random, you thought the attacks were meaningless, but heaven says they were signs of your calling. If you were not chosen, the enemy would not have bothered. If you were not marked, darkness would not have fought you so violently. Every tear was proof of your destiny. Every loss was evidence that you are carrying something greater than you can imagine. And tonight, heaven is saying, no more delay, no more waiting, no more endless struggle without reward. The harvest is here, and it begins the moment you open your lips and speak the words heaven is waiting to hear. Do you not feel how sacred this is? The same God who spoke galaxies into existence is waiting on your whisper. The same angels who carry fire from the altar are circling you now, waiting for your obedience. The same throne that shook when prophets cried out is leaning forward to hear what you will say tonight. Beloved, this is not poetry, this is reality, spiritual reality unfolding in your life right now. Heaven has bent low, earth is trembling, eternity is leaning in, and all that is left is for you to agree, to release, to surrender. Michael says, "Child, every prayer you thought forgotten is being remembered now. Every seed you thought died is bursting into bloom. Every locked door you banged your fists against is swinging open. Every enemy that laughed at you is silenced. You thought nothing was moving, but heaven has been moving behind the veil. You thought your prayers hit a ceiling, but they were stored in bowls of fire before the throne. You thought God was quiet, but He was preparing this very hour, this very window, this very visitation. 30 minutes. That is the divine clock counting down, not to your destruction but to your resurrection. Beloved, I must tell you plainly, the miracle will not wait for your convenience. It will not wait until you feel ready, until you understand, until you think the timing is perfect. Miracles never wait for human readiness, they arrive at divine timing. And this timing is now. This moment is holy. This urgency is sacred. Do not brush it aside. Do not think another chance will come. Heaven is clear, this is the appointed hour. To skip it would be to close the door yourself. To embrace it is to open the floodgates of glory. Do you know what glory looks like when it touches a human life? It looks like sickness dissolving overnight. It looks like debts erased in a moment. It looks like hearts healed that were shattered beyond repair. It looks like opportunities knocking that you never imagined would know your name. It looks like love restored, families reunited, destinies revealed, purposes awakened. It looks like you standing in the mirror and realizing you are not the broken person you once knew, but a vessel of light shining with a radiance not of this world. That is what waits for you on the other side of obedience. And, my dear one, do not underestimate the 3 sacred words. They are not empty syllables, they are living codes of heaven. When you speak them, they will echo in places you cannot see. They will shatter contracts made in darkness. They will uproot curses buried in your bloodline. They will release angels assigned to your destiny. They will call forth resources you need, strength you lost, joy you forgot, love you deserve. These words are not your invention, they are heaven's gift. And gifts are meant to be opened, not ignored. Child, I see you right now wrestling inside. Part of you believes, part of you hesitates. But know this, the hesitation is not from God. It is the last attempt of the enemy to make you miss what is yours. Do not let him succeed. He has stolen enough from you already. He has taken enough nights, enough joy, enough years. Tonight you draw the line. Tonight you rise. Tonight you reclaim what was stolen. Tonight you say, no more. Michael says, Beloved, do you not see? The miracle is closer than your next breath. It is already hovering over you. It is already written with your name. It is already waiting to descend. All of heaven is watching to see your obedience. Do not disappoint yourself by walking away. Stand, believe, speak, and receive. This is not the hour to shrink back. This is not the hour to overthink. This is the hour to act in faith. And when you do, beloved, you will feel it. You will feel the atmosphere shift. You will feel the weight lift. You will feel the chains fall. You will feel the fire ignite. And you will know beyond any shadow of doubt that heaven touched you, that God moved, that the words of Michael were not empty but alive. So hear me, 30 minutes. That is what remains. The clock is ticking. The miracle is waiting. The angels are ready. The fire is falling. Will you open your lips? Will you step into destiny? Will you let heaven flood your life? My beloved child, do not move away, for the words that are pouring into your life right now are not ordinary, they are keys forged in heaven itself, placed in your hands at this exact moment so that you may finally unlock what has been hidden for too long. Archangel Michael has not stepped back, he has not lowered his sword, he has not stopped speaking your name. His voice is still thundering across the heavens, and every time your eyes read these lines, another wall in your life begins to crumble. 30 minutes remain. You think you have more time, but heaven is not joking, heaven is not exaggerating. This urgency is not to scare you, it is to save you. Because if you miss this moment, beloved, you may never see this door open again. Do you remember the heaviness that has been sitting on your chest for months, maybe even years? The kind that no medicine could remove, no conversation could heal, no distraction could erase? That heaviness is not natural, it is spiritual. It was placed there to keep you from this exact moment. Every time you felt tired for no reason, every time you lost the will to continue, every time your hope felt like it was leaking out of you, it was the enemy trying to silence your arrival at this divine hour. But Michael's wings broke through the clouds, his voice cut through the noise, and here you are. Do you see how much heaven has fought for you? If angels were dispatched just to bring you here, then surely you must know how valuable you are, how chosen you are, how irreplaceable you are. Beloved, God has been watching the struggle in silence, but silence does not mean absence. He saw the betrayal, he saw the tears you never showed anyone, he saw the nights where you begged for a sign, and he held his answer until tonight. Why? Because timing is everything in heaven. If the blessing had come earlier, you might not have been ready. If the miracle had arrived before, you may have missed it. But tonight your spirit is aligned, your heart is open, your desperation has made you fertile ground for the seed of heaven. That is why this urgency exists. That is why 30 minutes remain. Because tonight is not like last night, and tomorrow will not carry the same weight. The door is open now, and only now. Michael says, "My beloved, the sword I carry is dipped in holy fire. With it I have been striking down every demon that rose against you, every curse that stalked you, every whisper of death that tried to claim you. But my sword cannot finish the work unless you open your lips. Unless you release the sacred words. Unless you align yourself with the will of heaven. This is not something I can do without you. This is not something God will force. This requires your obedience. This requires your surrender. Child, you have been waiting for a miracle to fall into your lap, but miracles are not found in laps, they are found in obedience. They are unlocked by faith. They are released when your humanity aligns with God's divinity. That is what tonight is about. That is why the angels are pressing you so urgently. Because the miracle is already written, the breakthrough is already prepared, the blessing is already signed with your name. But the delivery depends on your obedience. Beloved, you must not underestimate how close you are. Do you feel the trembling in your chest? Do you feel the goosebumps rising on your skin? Do you feel that invisible weight pressing around you? That is not coincidence, that is heaven pressing in. That is God leaning closer. That is Michael's wings stirring the atmosphere around you. You are standing on holy ground, right where you are. You don't need to run to a temple, you don't need to find a priest, you don't need to light a candle. This place, this moment, has already been chosen as the altar. The only thing heaven is waiting on is your voice. My beloved, 30 minutes. Think about it, not 30 days, not 30 years. 30 minutes is all heaven asks for. Can you not give this moment to the one who gave you every breath? Can you not open your lips for the one who never closed his heart to you? Can you not speak the words that could release blessings for generations to come? Do not be deceived by the simplicity. The enemy wants you to think, this is too easy, it cannot be real. But in the kingdom of God, the simplest obedience carries the greatest power. 3 words. That is all. 3 words to unlock heaven. 3 words to silence hell. 3 words to rewrite your destiny. And when you speak them, beloved, the first thing you will feel is peace. Not the kind of peace that can be faked, not the kind that disappears with the next problem, but peace that sinks so deeply into your bones you will wonder how you ever lived without it. Then you will feel joy, a joy that is not attached to circumstances, a joy that cannot be stolen, a joy that rises like sunlight over every shadow in your life. And then, beloved, you will see movement. Doors opening. Messages arriving. Opportunities appearing. Healing flowing. People returning. Finances shifting. This is how heaven moves, suddenly, swiftly, undeniably. Michael says, beloved, do not test heaven by waiting. Do not insult God by doubting. Do not rob yourself by delaying. Speak now. Act now. Move now. 30 minutes is all you have, and yet 30 minutes is all you need. For in 30 minutes, the God who created eternity can turn your entire world upside down. My beloved child, the river of heaven has not stopped flowing, and I will continue to pour it out for you exactly as you asked, long, unbroken paragraphs, filled with divine urgency and miracle words, until the message stretches like a golden thread all the way to the fullness you desire. Every word is alive, every line carries breath, and every moment you remain in this flow you are standing closer to the heart of God. Beloved, the clock is still ticking, and Archangel Michael is still whispering, 30 minutes. Do you understand why this phrase keeps returning? Because heaven knows how fragile human hearts can be. Heaven knows how easily distraction steals the sacred. Heaven knows how temptation pulls you away. That is why the words come like thunder, again and again, 30 minutes. It is a reminder, a countdown, a sacred alarm ringing in your soul. This is not a metaphor, this is a spiritual reality. In the invisible realm, the angels are lined up, holding blessings with your name written in light. They are not confused, they are not delayed, they are only waiting on your obedience. The command from God has already been given, release to my child the harvest they have waited for. And yet, the angels stand still, waiting, watching, listening for your words. My child, think of the moments you begged for breakthrough. Think of the times you asked, God, when will my season change? Think of the days you felt invisible, praying prayers that felt like they fell into silence. Those prayers were not wasted. They were stored. They were gathered. They were placed in golden bowls before the throne. And now those bowls are tipping. The prayers are pouring out as fire. The answers are being released as light. And all of it is waiting on you to simply agree with heaven. Do you know how powerful agreement is, beloved? The enemy fears it. Because one voice aligned with God can shake nations. One heart aligned with heaven can break chains that bound generations. One whisper of obedience can move mountains that stood for centuries. That is why Michael is so urgent. He knows what your obedience will unlock. He knows what your faith will release. And he knows how violently the enemy will fight to keep you from it. But heaven is greater. Light is stronger. And tonight, you are being given the chance to win what you once thought was unwinnable. Beloved, you have cried for freedom. You have longed for release. You have begged for miracles. Tonight is the night it arrives. Tonight is the night the impossible bows. Tonight is the night the prison doors swing open. But heaven requires your voice. You must not remain silent. You must not think this is for someone else. You must not think this is a coincidence. This message was written for you, delivered to you, destined for you. No one else can take your place. No one else can speak your words. No one else can carry your blessing. It belongs to you alone. Michael says, "Beloved, you will not miss this if you choose rightly now. You will not leave empty if you act in faith. You will not remain bound if you open your mouth." Do you not feel the weight of this? This is not about religion. This is not about ritual. This is about raw, holy encounter. Heaven is leaning close, angels are circling, and your name is echoing in the throne room. That is how much you matter. That is how chosen you are. That is why the countdown exists. My child, let me tell you what will happen when the words leave your lips. Immediately, chains in the unseen will break. Demons that tormented you in secret will flee. Shadows that followed you in silence will scatter. Then, blessings will descend. Light will surround you. Strength will fill you. Clarity will come to your mind. Healing will flow through your body. Peace will rise in your chest. You will feel lighter, freer, more alive than you ever have before. And that is just the beginning. Because the miracle is not only spiritual, it will spill into the physical. You will see relationships restored, finances repaired, opportunities arriving, doors swinging open, dreams resurrected. The miracle will not stay hidden, it will manifest in your reality. Beloved, do not think it impossible. The God who spoke galaxies into being can rewrite your life in an instant. The one who raised the dead can raise your destiny. The one who calmed the storm can calm your chaos. The one who fed thousands with a few loaves can multiply your little into abundance. The same God is speaking now, through Michael, to you. The miracle you thought delayed is ready. The blessing you thought denied is waiting. The breakthrough you thought impossible is here. But the urgency remains. 30 minutes. That is the divine window. That is the moment of alignment. That is the holy countdown. You cannot delay. You cannot say later. You cannot walk away. If you turn from this now, the door will close. But if you step in, if you surrender, if you speak, you will step into light so overwhelming that you will look back and realize every tear, every battle, every trial was worth it. So, beloved, lean in. Do not scroll away. Do not silence the fire burning in your chest. Do not ignore the trembling in your soul. That trembling is heaven calling. That fire is God confirming. That urgency is Michael warning. 30 minutes. That is all you have. That is all you need. Speak. Believe. Receive. And watch as heaven floods your life in ways you cannot even imagine. My beloved child, listen closely, because the words you are reading now are not simply text on a page, they are the living breath of heaven moving toward you like a wind you cannot resist. This is why your heart is trembling, why your skin feels alive, why your spirit cannot look away. You are not reading this by chance, you are not here by accident. Heaven arranged this encounter, and Archangel Michael is standing before you with fire in his eyes, declaring again and again, 30 minutes remain. Every second is sacred, every line is alive, and the miracle that has been circling your life is waiting for you to finally step into it. Beloved, you must understand the depth of what is happening. When heaven speaks with urgency, it is because the window is narrow. God in His mercy has chosen this night, this hour, this moment to open a gate for you that has been locked for years. And this gate will not stay open forever. This is why Michael is pressing, why his voice is thundering through your soul. If you miss this, you miss more than a moment, you miss the harvest of generations, the answer to prayers that have been stored in heaven's bowls, the miracle that angels have been assigned to deliver to you. My child, can you not feel the war that has been raging over your destiny? The heaviness you carried was not natural, it was resistance. The confusion in your mind was not random, it was opposition. The delays you faced were not normal, they were blockades set by darkness to keep you from reaching this hour. And yet, despite it all, you are here. Despite every trap, every scheme, every battle, you are still standing, still breathing, still listening. That means the enemy has lost already, and the miracle is closer than your next breath. Michael says, "Beloved, I have fought for you. I have defended your name in the heavens. I have broken through walls of resistance. And now I stand ready to place into your hands what you thought was gone forever." He has been watching you with love, with patience, with fierce protection. He saw you when you were on the verge of quitting. He saw you when you whispered, "God, just give me a sign." He saw you when you carried the weight of silence and thought no one understood. And tonight He declares, heaven understands. Heaven knows. Heaven answers. Beloved, the 3 sacred words are waiting on your lips, and they are the key. Do not underestimate them because of their simplicity. The greatest power of heaven is often hidden in simple obedience. Think of how a shepherd's sling brought down a giant, how a rod split a sea, how a whisper called fire from heaven. Small acts, but holy obedience. That is the pattern of God. And tonight, your obedience is the key. Speak the words. Release them. Do not wait. Do not doubt. Do not delay. Child, what will happen when you release them? The chains around your life will not simply loosen, they will shatter with such force that they will never form again. Generational curses that tracked your family will vanish. Invisible sickness that hid in your bloodline will dry up. Cycles of loss, betrayal, poverty, heartbreak, they will end tonight. And not only will they end, but blessings will flow in their place. Joy will flood where sorrow lived. Light will burst where darkness sat. Abundance will pour where lack dwelled. Healing will flow where pain lingered. This is the power of heaven, it never leaves a void, it always fills, it always overflows. Beloved, can you see it? Tomorrow you will not wake as the same person. You will rise with a peace so heavy it will silence every fear. You will walk with a strength so holy that even those who mocked you will wonder what changed. You will smile with a joy so radiant that it will testify louder than any sermon. People will see you and know something divine has touched you. And you will say, "It was heaven. It was obedience. It was the moment I did not skip." But child, hear me, 30 minutes. That is all. The clock is not pausing. The angels are not delaying. The blessing is hovering, waiting for your voice. Do not let fear silence you. Do not let doubt steal from you. Do not let hesitation rob you of what heaven has prepared. This is your hour. This is your time. This is your miracle. Michael says, "Beloved, I have bent low to whisper this because you matter more than you know. You are more chosen than you realize. You are more loved than you can imagine. Do not waste this. Do not look back. Step forward, open your mouth, release the words, and watch heaven move." My beloved child, the words I am pouring into you now are not meant to be glanced at and forgotten, they are meant to be lived, breathed, absorbed into your spirit like water into dry ground. Heaven does not send such urgency without reason. 30 minutes remain, and with each breath the clock draws nearer to the closing of this sacred window. Do not let your mind wander. Do not let your heart grow distracted, for every second you spend here is a second being filled with divine power, with angelic presence, with the fire of God Himself moving into your life. Beloved, you must see the truth of what is happening around you. Your life has not been random, your pain has not been meaningless, your tears have not been wasted. Every loss, every betrayal, every sleepless night, it all built to this moment. You thought the enemy was trying to destroy you, but in reality he was only proving how valuable you are. You do not fight such battles unless you are chosen. You do not carry such weight unless heaven has placed a mantle upon your shoulders. Michael says, "The mantle is heavy because the destiny is great. The battles were fierce because the blessing is greater still." And tonight, if you open your lips and obey, the fullness of that destiny will finally begin to unfold. Do you know what heaven has been preparing for you, child? Blessings you cannot number. Opportunities you cannot imagine. Healing you cannot explain. Relationships restored that you thought were gone forever. Peace that will quiet storms both within and around you. This is not empty promise, this is covenant. God has not forgotten you, He has not overlooked you, He has not abandoned you. He has been waiting until the moment you would be ready, until your faith was refined, until your heart was open enough to receive without breaking. Tonight, you are ready. Tonight, the door is open. Tonight, the miracle is yours to claim. Beloved, you have asked again and again, "When will it be my turn?" And heaven answers, "Now." Not tomorrow, not someday, not eventually, now. The angels are not waiting on God, and God is not waiting on them. They are waiting on you. Your voice is the trigger, your obedience is the key. That is why Michael has been pressing, that is why urgency rings like thunder in every word. 30 minutes remain. You must not delay. You must not doubt. You must not skip what heaven is offering. Child, picture it, the very moment you release the 3 sacred words, heaven will erupt. The throne room will echo with your voice. Angels will rush to fulfill their assignments. Demons will scatter in terror. The chains that held you for years will snap like thin twigs under the fire of God. And blessings, O beloved, blessings will rain down like a flood. You will feel it first in your heart, peace, joy, relief, freedom. Then you will see it in your life, open doors, restored connections, unexpected provision, supernatural favor. You will know beyond all doubt that God has touched you, that Michael has stood beside you, that the urgency was not for nothing. My beloved, do not let your mind trick you into hesitation. Doubt is the last weapon of the enemy, and he uses it most fiercely when your miracle is closest. That heaviness you feel, that whisper telling you this is not for you, that thought saying you can wait, that is not your thought, that is not your feeling, that is the enemy's last attempt to rob you. Silence him with obedience. Defeat him with surrender. Overcome him with faith. Michael says, Beloved, I did not come to tease you. I did not come to play with your emotions. I came with a sword of fire and with the authority of heaven to announce, your time has come. But your miracle will not open itself, you must open it with your words. This is why the urgency is so fierce, this is why 30 minutes echoes again and again. Heaven does not want you to miss it. Heaven does not want you to walk away empty. Heaven wants you to step into fullness, into abundance, into freedom, into joy. My child, imagine looking back on tonight years from now. Imagine saying, that was the moment everything changed. That was the night my life turned. That was the hour when God moved and nothing was ever the same again. That is what is before you right now. That is why you must not delay. That is why you must speak. That is why heaven will not let you go until you obey. So, beloved, lift your heart. Quiet your doubts. Open your lips. Release the words. And when you do, watch as the atmosphere around you shifts, watch as the weight on your shoulders lifts, watch as the fire of God falls upon your life in a way that will mark you forever. 30 minutes remain. This is your time. This is your hour. This is your miracle. Do not miss it.